For those interested in the Peru trip where I DM for you every day, we're actually missing 3 people, so you're still able to sign up. We have 2 groups, which is 9 people in total, but we have 3 empty seats. This campaign is absolutely happening. If you're interested in gaming in Peru with us in a castle in the middle of the jungle, check out this video for more information. The time pressure part is irrelevant, but everything else is up to date. Link in the description. Now let's start the video. I can't believe I'm making this D&D video. It's a bit toxic in my opinion, but at the same time, I'm actually really happy with how everything turned out. This short got 1 million views recently. It's the first time I've ever gotten that. So thank you very much, guys. I went to the store and bought some sour beer to celebrate. It's a bit of a shame that I don't do shorts anymore, but whatever. The problem I have with this specific short is, the comments I've gotten over the years are really stupid. And it's usually the same arguments over and over and over again. Even one of the designers of the game has made a similar argument, but that was in 2015 and had nothing to do with the shorts. Now, I'm not saying everyone in the comments is stupid. It's just a small, extreme vocal group of people. I don't think they've thought about it all the way through, or even know what we currently have. All the problems in that short are basically solved. Wizards of the Coast changed the game. Me, that poor fighter, and the DM are thrilled about it. Welcome to Pack Tactics, where I'm gonna give you the context now. Here's the short. DMs, please give your marshals and half-casters magic weapons early. They really need them in case you throw creatures with resistances or immunities to non-magical weapons by mistake. That happens sometimes. I've seen it many times. Last time this happened, the fighter in our team felt useless because the DM threw flesh golems at us. DM did say he didn't notice the immunity until the fight happened. Didn't matter though, he apologized and ran rules as written anyways. Me and the other casters were fine because spells. The fighter can't do anything, so we told him just to dodge. How do you think he thought about marshals after that encounter? Not very positive. Here's what I recommend. First quest reward should always be magic weapons for marshals. Handing a +1 weapon to a level 3 party is reasonable. Try to aim for lower though. Marshals, worst case, you could probably buy a moon touch sword for cheap somewhere if you ask for it. It's a common magic item like a healing potion, or at least that's what the book says, so it shouldn't be that hard to find in theory, but who knows. It's worth a try if you're desperate to do magical damage. Bye-bye. There's a lot to break down. This was back in the day when shorts had to be 1 minute long or else it didn't count. It's a terrible format for D&D in my experience. All the shorts I do just spark hatred over and over again. I feel like the viewers aren't getting enough context, nor are they looking up what I'm talking about. In a normal video, I usually show what I'm talking about on the screen. I can't really do that in a shorts because it's barely readable. Anyways, just now, an hour ago, I got this comment. He still does half damage, but you told him just to dodge? Question mark? This commenter doesn't know that the flesh golem is immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks that aren't adamantine. I didn't put it on the screen. Fitting it on the screen on a short is a nightmare to do. And because it's a short, people don't read it anyways. There's nothing too wrong with this comment, he just doesn't know. You can argue that it's my fault. Anyways, next comments. We're gonna get into the actual stupid things. Be creative. You can grapple them, you can set them on fire with a torch, you can do this and that, you can drop a chandelier on them. There's a ton of these be creative comments. They're terrible advice. Not every creative decision is an effective one. I don't know what it is with tabletop gamers not understanding this, but it's true. Now, of course, creativity should be rewarded, absolutely, but it's not always as effective as what's already in place. Dodge was the best move here. If you drop the creative chandelier on top of the flesh golem's head, it doesn't matter. They're immune to bludgeoning damage. At best, they'll end up prone, but then the spellcasters, like me in the backline, have disadvantage to their attacks because the creature is prone. You see what I mean? It's not useful. Be creative was suboptimal in this scenario. Here's some more context. The flesh golem was in a cave. A hag lived in this cave. We were hunting her because she was kidnapping kids. We were level 4, I think. This was 7 years ago, so I don't really remember. There was the fighter, the druid, that was me, and 2 warlocks. I think both of them were hexblades, because hexblade was really big at the time. Anyways, the room we were in was covered in filth and rags and crap. It was a nasty living room, basically. The flesh golem burst into the room and endlessly attacked whoever was in front of them, because it's a stupid flesh golem. They're not smart. And who was in the front? Well, obviously the fighter. And this fighter was a sword and board too. He was brand new to the game. He did a swing and the creature was immune. He thought about other alternatives and I just told him to dodge. He asked why and I said something like, there's no point in grappling or using your 1d4 fire torch or whatever it does, because you have a chance to miss the attack. The golem will endlessly just attack you until you're dead. We in the backline are not in danger. You are. Dodge works 100% of the time. Just dodge. They have disadvantage to all their attacks against you. Wait, Kobold, isn't the fire damage super important here? We didn't know this at the time. The golem has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the end of its turn, when they take fire damage. Even if we did know this, it wouldn't be useful, because we didn't have Firebolt at the time. We also had no idea it had 9 AC. Even with 9 AC, there's still a chance to miss. Dodge works 100% of the time. The best the fighter could do was dodge. The grapple is not going to do anything. Even if they knock them prone, that's a DPR decrease for us, which means the creature survives for longer. And effectively, that will make the fighter take more damage. The creature gets to make more swings. But this is the DM's fault for not reading his stat block. Yeah, it is. I've read some comments that were like, the DM should have put a magic weapon in the room since they messed up. And they should have made it visible. I think that's an awesome idea, but it didn't cross his mind. I did show it to him and he said, yeah, that's what I should have done. I do feel bad because people are talking bad about him being a terrible DM in the comments. The guy is my friend, you know? He just made a slip up and decided to go with rules as written for the D&D experience. And you can absolutely say that's a terrible decision, and I agree to some degree, but whatever. He knew we would survive anyways. He didn't think it was that big of a deal at the time. Kobold, you should have prepped a magic weapon spell for the fighter! Oh my god. I know you're joking, Gator, but this is actually worse than the be creative comments. Magic weapons required concentration at the time. It's just +1 to attack and damage. It's not worth it. No one could pick up the spell either. It's not widely available. Someone at Wizards of the Coast had the same take. I think it was Chris Perkins. I don't remember. Anyways, magic weapon now doesn't require concentration, but it's still not worth casting because second level spell slots are incredibly valuable. You could be casting Web or Phantasmal Force. Sure, those 2 spells do less damage, but these are incredibly strong at control. And control is the king of the game. It makes it so your friends take less damage. But whatever. Luckily for all of us, the game is completely different now, where we don't have this problem as much anymore. This short is outdated. Kobold, what do you mean? Wizards of the Coast agrees with me that resistances and immunities are bullshit for martials. So there's a lot less of that now. For example, the new Flesh Golem doesn't have immunities to damage types anymore. Just conditions. But they got an HP boost to make up for that. Even werewolves don't have immunity to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage anymore. You can argue that's a bit weird, but I think for the health of the game, this is a good change. You get the point. The opinion I have in the shorts, I don't really have anymore. I still hand out magic items early though, but it's not immediately a magic weapon. I only made this video because I'm sick of seeing the same comments almost every day for like 5 years. I'm aware this video is not going to do anything. They're not going to watch this. They watch shorts. But at least I made a response for those who are interested at least. Maybe you guys learned something new about how useful the dodge action is. is. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching and thank you for 1 million views. I hope that happens to a main video one day, but none of them are remotely close. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye-bye! Don't forget to check out the Peru trip if you're interested. Remember, there's only 3 seats left, and this game is 100% happening in September. So I would love to see you there. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye-bye!